Are live. So, folks, I know we're a little early here. I don't know if we'll do the official thing when it hits 9 o'clock, but this is a little pre-show here. This is a little, what is it? This is a Drones and Coffee special edition here, right? Drone and Coffee meets DroneNation.
Yeah, there you
Uh,
go.
Johnny's on his third cup already, and it's going to be a interesting show today because we've been talking about this Avata 3 for a couple months now. I think the rumors started getting heavy. What, about 2 months ago, Johnny, where it seemed like it was real.
Yeah, when you start seeing those leaks, early, and then you start seeing a few, pictures. Well, you see early pictures. Mr. Koopy, welcome in. You see early pictures that you think might be AI created, and then the pictures kind of start getting real, and then you start seeing certain guys with certain names in the Twitter feed, and once you see those guys, that's when you know it's really coming.
Exactly. And yeah, welcome in, John. Yeah, John's going to be an FPV show today. Sean I studios in here. We got to meet Sean at the meetup last weekend. So good to see here. We got to get Sean on the show sometime. Matt Bagwell down there from Virginia. He's in here this morning. Mike Ray probably just off the plane from his return from Florida is in here with us. Big orange drone flyer, Zach. Thanks everybody for getting up early. Did I say drone? Drone Guy 42 Adventures is in here with us. I think I got everybody. Lance Cadina's in here. Ram Drones Bam Drones. Michael Belsey.
Oh, yeah.
I think I got everybody, Johnny.
George Kelly. Yeah, I see George.
Oh, George Kelly. Was George Kelly at the meetup this weekend?
No.
Okay. And Jack Rabbit Scott's in here too. Oh, he's gonna have to catch a replay.
Oh, Gary's in the house.
Oh, okay, Gary, good.
John.
Yeah. So anyhow, what we're doing here. I got the DJI website on another computer here, and actually, if I can play the promo video, I'll play the promo video here. And there's a report yesterday that somebody went into Best Buy and was in the counter, Johnny.
Yeah, there was a couple people actually. Somebody said at first they saw it on the DJI website. Now I don't know about that. I mean, I tried to pull it up. I didn't see it, but yeah, there was a guy out west, out there in the city of Las Vegas, that walked into a Best Buy. Actually, the guy unlocked it, and if that's the same guy you're talking about,
I'm not sure. Vegas, was it Bob Dempsey?
No, Tom Darling actually. Tom walked in.
And Tom, okay, yeah.
The manager got the key and opened it up, and basically, well, he didn't hand him the box, but he realized that it wasn't supposed to be in there. So, but yeah, I think who was asking? Sean. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be Lauren Donauer. Welcome in.
Laura and Mark Fisher.
Oh, Mark's in here.
And Drone One. Ian,
One. Yeah.
That's his alias for all you people don't know. Sean Ives asking Sue, do you all think it'll be a Best Buy today? I'm going to say so, Sean, because there was a Best Buy yesterday in Vegas.
Yeah, and then somebody else, well, we didn't see anything from Eddie Nunez, but he always can walk into Best Buy the day before and get it.
Eddie could be under DNA on all this or whatever. Oh, we have somebody popping in from an undisclosed location on the road here, Johnny. Should we let him in?
Sure, let him in. Let's see.
Let him all in. Mr. Marcus Crawford.
Marcus.
Gentlemen. Yeah, I'm at the airport. Flight's delayed.
At the airport, Marcus.
Well, I went to the very end so I could get in a quiet area.
Marcus, do they know who you are? Delaying a flight?
Evidently not. So a bunch of them are delayed. So what's going on the East Coast, or is there something going on that
got a big storm system pushing through? I know that it passed through here.
That's probably it. So it's like a little over an hour late, but it's okay because I have a 3-hour layover in Denver.
Yeah, you get to spend some money if you're late.
Yeah, maybe in Denver you can pop out to a Best Buy and pick up a new drone today.
Well, I've been looking at the DJI store and I haven't seen it yet.
Well, we just had Tom Dallinger walked in Best Buy in Vegas yesterday, and it was in the counter, and he was trying to buy it, but the manager wouldn't let it. But it was in the display case.
Huh, I'll be darned.
No pricing or anything. So
yeah. I'm going to check the store here for a second.
Yeah. Refresh here. So,
oh, there it is. There it is.
It's there now.
Well, it just set it for just a second, and then it went away.
Oh yeah, I just scratched the main page. I do not see it.
Did you ask?
It's weird. I had it for a second, then it disappeared.
Let's see here.
Just like in Tom Dowger, he had it, and then it was taken back.
Yeah, it's got the Ronin. What's on there now? Yeah,
I'm telling you, it came up for about a second, and then it disappeared and went back to the Ronin.
Well, Johnny, when you're a big star like Marcus Crawford, you get those things early.
There it is.
They gave him a little fresh.
Okay, I got it. $11.99 for 3 batteries, so $1,200.
I don't see it.
Isn't that funny? The West Coast. So Johnny, you were right. Johnny leaked this morning that there was a $11.99 combo with 3 batteries. So Johnny, you were correct. You should get your own Twitter, I think, going on.
Bundle and save.
We have another famous celebrity coming in the back room here. He's adjusting his tie and his collar now, whatever. So are you gentlemen ready? There he is, all the way from downtown Arkansas.
Me, you're talking to me.
DeMarco,
I'm hitting the buy button right now, boys.
Where? I don't see it. Oh, Marcus, all the 2 of them.
I'm checking out as we speak, and I added
fast.
1 year plan of refresh.
I really try to like Marcus. I really do.
Yeah. Express shipping for free.
I don't see it yet.
Place order.
It's coming like the Eclipse. It's kind of working its way east.
Yeah.
$11.99.
We're not in totality here.
Yeah.
Nothing here. Nothing in the middle of the country.
Oh, it's here. I see it.
Oh.
I got to get out my card. I got to manually enter my card.
FPV experience, total tight shots, super wide 4K, 1/3 sensor, built-in propeller guard, binocular, fisheye, visual positioning, turtle modes. Reading all this.
Still nothing. How about you, Ron?
I'm trying to refresh now.
I'm gonna have it bought by the time you guys see it.
Yeah, I'm refreshing, nothing. So that's interesting that not everybody gets to see it at the same time, and even though DeMarco, you're on the other side of the Mississippi, right? And Johnny is too. So you guys are not Easterners, and you're not seeing it. Now, Marcus, what city are you in right now?
I'm in Orlando.
It must be for South Floridians only.
I am purchasing right now.
You got it, Johnny?
You need both.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Johnny Drone Buyer.
Here we go. One more step.
Johnny, get the 2 drones. Change it to 2 for me, will you?
I got it, DeMarco.
You want Mark to do it too because he's a no tax guy.
Payment completed. I'm done. I got it.
I don't even see it.
Avata 2 Fly More combo, 3 batteries. Did it all on my phone. $11.99 and $59 for care refresh.
Payment complete. $1,557.99.
Because you got tax, huh?
I got tax, Marcus. You know, the state of Louisiana is backwards, except when it comes to tax.
Yeah.
Still nothing here.
And I'm not really worried because when it comes up later on today on Amazon, I'll purchase Amazon. I'll get it faster than you guys order from DJI.
Well, I'll tell you why, Ron. Of course, we've talked about this before.
You're one of the few states and nations they don't charge tax to. So
plus I get that rebate.
Yeah.
Well, I get more rebate for using my Amazon card than I would at DJI.
Hey, it'll be $6.99 on Amazon in a little while. Just check that out.
Yeah, no, you mean the $7.99 edition?
No, $7.99.
The Pro $7.99.
All right, well, let's look at some of these specs here. Let's see.
Of course, I can't go over specs because I have nothing.
So you don't have it? Wow.
What's the top speed? Have you seen the top speed of it? Or
I'm gonna pull it up right now.
I'm still looking at the row. Oh, I finally got it. The Avata is finally here.
I finally got it too.
And see, when you pull it up again, it doesn't show up. That's weird.
It only showed up. I can get it on my one computer, but not the other.
Yeah, see, when I went back to pull it, it won't show right now. It's crazy. Let's see here.
I hit the buy now button.
Yeah. So we are live. Oh, we've been live. Heck yeah.
I'm sorry, the wording. We went early because okay, let me run down some of this.
It's a good thing I didn't tell Johnny what I really think of him.
Yeah.
Well, we would have added that part out even on the live stream. Okay, here's fast delivery guarantee. There's a 1% DJI credit reward, Marcus. You got that 1%.
I did. I got the 1%, and then they don't charge me tax.
You get a 14-day return period.
Right.
FPI, you get it has the FPV flight experience, motion control, easy acro, tight shots is super wide 4K, 1/1/3 inch image sensor, built-in propeller guard, binocular fish eye visual positioning, turtle mode, and cinematic magic with one tap. And we talked about that a little bit at the meetup this weekend. It has flip modes and stuff like that. It has automatic modes that make it look like you're flying Acro, even though you're not.
Kind of like a $20 toy drone.
Right. Yeah.
But did you guys buy the sticks too, or?
I didn't.
No, not yet.
Not gonna.
I don't know what the sticks will work besides that.
Guess what? You could buy the Avata 2 drone only, and it's you can only reserve it. It's only a reserve option only on just the drone.
That's always the case on release day. Seems like.
But do we know yet? Do we know whether the Avata 2 works with the older controller? I mean, gimbals, controllers, goggles.
I don't know about that. That's
so the drone would be no good to you if it doesn't work with the older things as a standalone at this point.
Did not Johnny Drone Buyer pull the trigger?
I think he did.
I don't pay for it. It's done.
I'm contemplating it right now.
No, the not
I know.
Johnny Drone Buyer.
Contemplating it right now. Yeah.
So which combo are we advising to get? The Flyboard 2 single battery combo for $999 or the
3 battery
Flyboard combo 3 batteries for $11.99?
Yeah, another $200.
Yeah, if you try to save a few dollars in the beginning, you're gonna cost you more in the end.
Yeah.
So good advice, Johnny and Marcus. Now, how about the DJI FPV Controller 3? That's the sticks. That'll cost you $199.
But will I be able to fly the drone I built with that? So I need to find out about.
You need to find out information.
Yeah, I took a pass on that, Ron, just simply because I will never fly in manual mode, and so I don't think I need it.
Yeah, I even if I do get that down the road, I will not buy it on day one. And
reviews up. Kelly Shore's got a review up.
The reviews are up.
Oh, nice. Kelly Shore's got one. Good.
Now
that's good to hear.
The DJI Avata 2 ND filter set, we get an 8, 16, and 32 is $79.99. And of course, a drone like this, if you want to get that cinematic motion blur, you're going to need your ND filters or whatever, because you're probably going to be filming in your 4K 60 or your 2.7 120 frames.
Yep.
Well, I'm hoping Freewell will send me a set.
Now, of course, that won't be for a month or so you'll be flying with no motion blur.
Oh, goodness.
Wow.
Goodness.
Well, you can see it's got some little protectors up there by the camera that was never there before that you had to add as an accessory. So that's going to save a few bucks.
The camera's seated a little bit better inside this one. Now, a lot of guys, nobody's talked about this, on the Twitters and stuff like that, the big guys, but a lot of people in the community say that because of the larger size of this drone, it won't be as good for going through small gaps, as the Avata 1 was. Johnny, what do you think about a comment like that?
Well, I mean, of course, if it's a little bigger, that will be. But I think that the Avata was a little bit top heavy, and I think that this battery, this drone looks a lot long and leaner, and with the battery slipping in, I think it's going to be a lot more balanced. And hey, you don't have to go through. You can put other drones through that.
Johnny, question for you. Where do we put the SD card on this one?
Oh,
I don't know.
Good question.
Let's see if we can see anything.
We'll have to contort my fingers and get inside that little. propeller guard thing.
I don't know.
So Ron, you're waiting for Amazon?
Yeah, it'll probably pop up later today in Amazon, and I'll get a faster order from Amazon.
Yeah.
It always comes a day or two sooner than DJI, even though you buy it later, and of course, I get 5% back on
With your
Amazon
card and all
purchase,
that, right?
and I get a 30-day return period. Now, I'm not trying to push Amazon. Order
No,
for the
no, Ron,
mothership if you want or whatever. I'm not pushing one way or the other.
Billy's review is up.
Billy's review's up.
Makes sense for you, Ron. Oh, Billy got one. I'll be darned. That's great.
Yeah, it's good to see him with one.
Hey,
he
Marco.
Always does the best reviews.
Marco's rubbing his chin over there. It makes me think he's thinking about buying it. He's trying to decide.
Buy a button already.
Where's Shelly? Let me talk to Shelly.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
She asked me, how was it? She said.
You talking about the impossible?
Yes.
Let's talk offline.
Oh, okay.
John Flynn says the SD card goes on the side, much easier to put in compared to the Avata. I noticed that.
Oh, wow. Did Flynn get one already?
He probably got his early, John.
April 18th. So when is this thing shipping, Marcus?
I thought I saw Flynn flying his in Florida.
I
think he had it in Florida.
Johnny, it says something about the shipping.
I'm gonna play a little DJI video here.
All right, a little promo. There you go.
Rumor is Johnny captured all this footage for DJI.
Yeah, with my local Kenzie. I got the Action 2s in my local Kenzie.
It looks like the menu's similar to the first one.
Oh, going straight up.
And they're kind of trying to show you that you can see your situational awareness. You can't tell for sure, but they were showing the window hanging out there in midair.
Yeah, you probably won't be able to turn that on with the manual. I would think. I don't know. Because how do you, if it's after the automatic
There's that one push roll.
Well, the one push drift looks interesting.
Yeah, that's just like a little toy drone. Look, just hit a button.
Good and low lights.
Yeah.
Hey, I can't see the chat. Is Jackie in there, Ron?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. Hey, Jackie.
Brad, I don't know about Best Buy. They might pull up Best Buy and see if there it is.
Avata.
So, Marcus makes a good. We still need to learn more about the goggles. What else? What else do we still need to know about this drone that we haven't seen from the specs and the
video? The Motion 3. I'm wondering what's the difference. Ron, you had told me that you thought that maybe there was another joystick attached to it or something.
Well, there's a wheel on the side that you can see in the promotional pictures that weren't on the Motion 2.
I wonder if that's how you select to do some of those special flight operations.
That's a good observation. And, just by that little promo video, we saw that, that isn't just the old-fashioned flip from our toy drones. That's a very cinematic roll effect.
Yeah, and I could probably get some video just as good as Jackie does if I can do that, that drift.
Yeah, Jackie, if you're in there, you better take your skills to the next limit because Marcus is going to just hit the easy button and get the same shots.
Hit the easy button. I like that, the easy button.
Marcus, what are you hoping this drone to bring to you different than the first? I mean, you think the goggles will fit better, or is that?
So primarily, my hope is situational awareness, Johnny, and the goggles.
Right.
plus, they've improved flight time, etc. Listen, situational awareness is important to me. If I'm flying at one of the local parks or something, man, I just want to see what's going on around me. So,
Yeah.
Even when you do have your VO stand beside you, still like situational awareness.
VO.
I'm looking through the specs here, and there's no top speed on it, though. I'm just wondering how fast.
78 miles an hour.
I wish.
Yeah, I wish to.
Well,
Wouldn't that be
remember DeMarco on the first one.
I don't remember.
If you flew an Acro, you flew much faster than you did in sport mode. And wait a minute, we have somebody in the back room here, and it's too early for the shrimp today in the green room. We had to put out the the waffles and stuff like that today, so I think he's finished. Anyhow, we got somebody in the back room that may have a couple ideas. He may actually have this drone. Who knows? So all the way from another guy from an undisclosed location, we can't say where. Good morning to Mr. Billy Grizzle Dobo Kyle.
Billy, how are you?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
What's going
Sorry
on,
to
Billy?
get you up so early in the morning. How'd that shoot of the guitar go last night?
Oh, it was great. We're still down here in Florida. We've been down here since
We got our spot. We got our spies. We know your every move down there.
yeah, since Friday. We did the Hard Rock last night. Like they have a light show at 9:00, so we did that, and then we also did a nighttime flight around that too, which you don't get much room. You're bumping right in between two pretty big airports right there.
Oh, Fort Lauderdale and West Palm, or
it's Fort Lauderdale and Hollywood International right there.
Oh, right. I forgot Hollywood had their own too. Yeah. Cool.
So what do you guys think?
Well, we have a new drone out this morning, Billy. It's called the Avata 2, and it's been a lot of talk about it.
Not sure if you know about it yet.
Have you seen this?
Yeah, not sure you're aware of it.
It's pretty. The specs have mostly been leaked out by people like Igor and Jasper Ellen, so we weren't too taken away by the specs. We saw DJI's promo video, and folks, Billy already has his full review up on his YouTube channel, Billy Kyle. So go over and check his full review up there. I didn't get a chance to link it in here yet, but I'll put it in later. So first question, kind of off the beaten path there. Did you get any of the guitar video with the Avata 2?
Nah, I mean, there's a lot going on there with the pools and stuff, and I didn't know if there was anybody, like in the pools. Like I didn't know if anybody was outside, so I didn't really want to get too close to the actual building itself.
Want to be in stealth mode.
Yeah, especially the high speed drone like the Avata. I just didn't think it was like one of those things that was warranted to fly FPV around. And also, quite frankly, I'm not a big like FPV at night kind of guy. Like I don't think that I would fly the Avata 2 at nighttime. Maybe like a sunset flight, but that's probably it.
Yeah. Hey, listen.
I got an Avata question.
Yeah. What? Okay. Go ahead, DeMarco.
Well, Bill, I actually have two questions. Number one, SD card. It's not in the prop in the duct anymore.
It's in a much better spot. It's like if you flip the drone completely over, it's just right there on the side. It's not tucked away anymore.
They listen to us. Second question, what has changed with the Motion 3?
I think it's more so just the design of it, like how it looks, It's smaller now. It is kind of like a different darker gray color to kind of fit the aesthetic of the drone. It used to be that light gray. Really, the RC Motion isn't the biggest update here. It has a lot of the same functionality. They've kind of moved some of the buttons around. I think the biggest change, in my opinion, is now the fact that you can put the goggles on and then use the RC Motion controller almost as like a Oculus style controller inside of the goggles. So that's really the only change, really the only big change, in my opinion. Everything else is fairly similar.
Hey,
well, Johnny and I both hit the buy button, so
yeah.
Nice.
Hey, look, can you give us a little kind of overview of your impressions of it? Then we'll take questions from the chat or the panel. Sure. So, but just give us your kind of brief overview of what you think of the drone so far.
Yeah, I mean, a quick like minute elevator pitch, right? Is like it's completely redesigned, completely all new drone, new design, new specs, new performance. Really, what I think the standout features are of the drone are the camera. By and far, one of the biggest upgrades on the drone. I also really like the flight time. So I'm getting about 15 minutes, ripping around in manual. Sometimes it can be around the 10-minute mark if you're really, really pushing it, but I find that to be way longer than the FPV drone one and the Avata one.
So what do
And
you think?
then,
Like about 5 minutes longer?
yeah, I mean, it's hard to quantify like exactly how much longer you get because everybody's flying style is different. Like there are times where I am flying at 55 miles an hour at all times with the drone, and I kill it in like 8 minutes. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's just to be expected. But there are also times like when I was doing my very first flight that I was moving around in normal mode at first, then I was trying it out in sport mode, and then I moved up to manual just to kind of get the feel for the drone all the way through. And after 6 minutes of flying, I'm still at 70% battery. And at that point, it's like, wow, like this is a drone that can fly for.
Did Billy freeze?
Billy's
Yeah,
going
it
to
froze
hotel
up.
Yeah,
Did I
Wi-Fi.
drop out there?
Froze it.
Yeah.
You're back.
You're
Back.
back.
Yeah.
So
Can you
Billy,
guys hear me?
does it seem more balanced? It seemed with the battery in the middle. It's because it seemed like the Avata was top heavy a little bit. Does the drone seem in the air? Does it seem more balanced?
Yeah, it does. And I can feel that like sometimes when I'm walking around the drone, I kind of hold it by the prop guard. Like I tuck my finger inside of the propeller guard and like kind of carry it around from there. And I can just feel like the weight is more better balanced just by handling the drone.
Billy, Mark Fisher has a request in the chat. He would like a loan, temporary loan.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That
Yeah.
would
Fake.
Mark.
So Billy, what do you think about the pricing of this drone? The Flymore single battery Flymore combo is $999, and that includes only the Motion 3, not the other controller. And the 3 battery combo is $1199. This seems like this drone is priced much better than the original Avata.
Yeah, it's funny. That's so, for anybody wondering, like when on, DJI sends out review drones, they never give you the price. They never tell you that. So this is the first time that I'm seeing it. And just kind of going down here, it looks like the Explorer combo is the only thing that's in stock right now. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but the Pro View combo is out of stock, and the Avata No RC is also out of stock. For everything. I mean, you consider you get the drone, you get the remote, you get the goggles. But I think that you need to buy a lot on top of that. That's going to make it more expensive. So DJI is almost making it seem like, hey, you can get in at $829, which I think is a really good price. But then by the time you add on the new controller, the ND filters, the Avata Flymore kit, all of this stuff, you're going to end up spending a good amount of money.
Billy, what's different about the new controller? Not the RC, but
just a new antenna. So the antenna now like sits on the top, like it doesn't flip off and open. So everybody had, I think, issues with that original RC from DJI, like the kind of
no
less
antenna,
expensive drone. Yeah, but that was like built in under the actual plastic of the antenna, or underneath the plastic of the drone. So the plastic of the controller, so you couldn't even like see the antenna at all. But now this antenna is like attached on the outside. So in my experience, the range has been great. And to Lon's point, Lon has been bringing this up a lot. You can't fly the drone without connecting to the goggles. So I think that the goggles somehow boosts the signal from your controller to kind of give you an understanding here. Like if you turn on the drone and you turn on the remote controller is still looking for a drone, even though it's bound. But then once I turn on my goggles, it eventually links that connection, if that makes sense.
Billy, will that controller work with the original Avata, or will it not?
I don't know about the information on compatibility. I haven't tried it. Usually they give us like beta firmware, so typically the peripherals don't work with like other aircraft out of the gate just because it's not running the right firmware. So I've got no idea.
So Billy, is that like an 04 air unit, or is it just the Oculus? So what's the?
I think it's just an 04 thing across the board, because if you look at other DJI drones like the Mini 4 Pro and the Air 3, like they're not compatible with the RC Pro or any of the older controllers. So I think that 04 is just such a different beast that you need to be running a controller and a drone that both have 04 on them.
couple of
What
important
about the
things that
sound
I've
level,
noticed
Billy?
here.
What
Go
about
ahead,
the
Marcus.
sound level, Billy? Is it much quieter? Or?
Oh yeah, it is way quieter. I mean,
Okay.
I would say it's like maybe 25 to 30% quieter.
Okay.
I think my drone actually, I think I nicked up a prop so it sounds like a little bit louder than other people's drones. I was doing a test with it, trying to kind of mimic like a something for law enforcement where they use the drone to look inside of a minivan at a far distance, and I kind of nicked the propeller, and I think that my drone is a little messed up and is a little louder than others. But other than that, I mean, the noise is much more bearable than that really high pitched whine of the
High pitched whine, yeah. Oof. Yeah.
Hey, Bill. So I'm
good.
looking that you have Wi-Fi live feed sharing. Have you tried that?
I haven't really. I've just done the plug-in, so I plugged into the goggles and then handed off the remote controller. But I think that is going to be something that DJI kind of tries to push into, just
That's
because
cool.
it'll make like sharing, your flights a lot easier. I think it's done through the DJI Fly app, if I'm almost positive.
Well, plus quick transfer is important to a lot of people.
Yes,
and, so it's got that as well.
Hey,
Yeah,
I want to just give an update here to anybody trying to order. The Avata 2 is already on Amazon. The 999 kit and the 1199 kit, they're both available. I just ordered it. 2-day shipping comes on Saturday. So just a heads up on the ordering process. And
Well,
I want
to get mine on Saturday, Ron.
Pardon?
I was going to say, what if I get mine on Saturday? And that's if I get home by Saturday.
Well, we'll see who's the faster. Hey, Bill, I want to go to a question about the Goggles 3. A lot of people are really interested in what they bring to the table. I know Marcus is interested in the situational awareness that possibly those 2 cameras in the front offer. How do you see the Goggles 3 compared to the older goggles, Billy?
I mean, it's basically taking Goggles 2 and Goggles Integra and combining them into one. You have a lot of the great features that made the Integra kind of like a standout set of goggles, even though it took some things away, and they've just kind of put it into like a set of goggles too. So really, namely, you have the built-in battery in the back, which I like a lot better. And then you have the built-in GPS. You don't need to plug in your phone for remote ID and to take off and all that stuff. So throw the goggles on, and then you just go from there. I'll just say that the 2 cameras in the front, complete gimmick. I mean, you have like a 50-degree field of view within the cameras. So like if you're standing, say 5 feet away from somebody and you go and you double tap the side, you're looking at from like their chest and up. You're not looking at the entire surrounding view. So I can say that other than trying it out for the first time and like recording for my video, I've never used the cameras in the front. And I don't think I ever will.
So Billy, is that are those available in manual mode? So you have to take your hand off the sticks and tap, or I mean,
you take your hand off the controller and double tap, and that's the only way that it would access. And then it takes like 2 seconds to switch from, your full view to like the camera's view.
Right.
So really, you're just better off flipping it into normal, flipping into sport, and throwing your goggles up over your head. Like that's just going to be your best bet.
Gotcha.
Thank you. So
how about head tracking?
It works like a good set of sunglasses. If it's super bright outside, you can double tap and look through there. You're not squinting.
It does have head tracking like the original Avata.
Yes, and that's another feature that I really just never ended up using. I think that head tracking is like a cool feature to include. I think that it's kind of like one of those things from DJI where it's like a marketing buzzword, like our drone head tracks. You know what I mean? But it's kind of one of those features that I personally don't use, and I'm not sure of anybody that really does.
I tried it a few times and I just never got used to it. That said, I have friends over in Spain, Jackie and Harvey. They use it all the time. That's the only way they fly.
It's good that it's kept in there. Hey, we got it, Billy. We have a question from Richard in the chat, and a lot of people have this question too. Is the Avata 2 backwards compatible in any way with the older goggles and controllers?
We don't know.
No, it's not. I don't believe it's backwards compatible. And again, that's stuff that is hard for me to know right off the rip, just because they don't make like firmware for the older drones like while they're developing firmware for like the newer drones. So like while DJI has given me beta firmware for the Avata 2 and like the Fly app, I don't have like Avata 1 beta firmware that would let me link it up. It's funny. I'm also going on to like find the DJI Avata 2 for sale through DJI, and it is being completely squished by so many other articles and stuff like that it's hard for me to find. So actually, when I was talking about pricing, I had the original Avata 1.
Yeah, you were giving the Avata 1 pricing. Yeah.
Yeah, I looked up the original Avata 1. Like I could not find the Avata 2. Going to their website, also the easy acro mode, in my opinion, is kind of a gimmick. I mean, I think that the thought is there. It's like, oh, cool, it's one push button. Something I ran to, and I don't know if it's a firmware issue, is like when I'm flying and I'm recording and I go to switch into easy acro mode, it won't let me record while doing easy acro. It's like the weirdest thing ever. I've got no idea why.
Man, I can get it. I can get it tonight on Amazon, and I ordered it from DJI.
Yeah. We already played DJI's promo video for the Avata 2 billion, and they show what they call the easy roll, which I guess is what you're talking about, and it looks very dramatic in their promo video. But of course, I know it's a promo video, so
I mean, it's a pretty dramatic move in a sense of like if you want it to roll, it does it instantly. Like it flips so freaking fast to the point where it's like, how does this really make my flight any better? Do you know what I mean? Like for me, if I'm doing flips and rolls and stuff like that, I'm going to do that in a way that benefits the video. So I might like do a long roll where I flip up and over a building, right? But like in a sense of that, it's just kind of used more so if you're down an open field and it just does a quick little flip. Do you know what I mean?
Can you fly vertical with the motion controller? Or?
No, the motion controller is still kind of limited to like an attitude, like a normal in sport mode, basically. It's actually funny. The Avata 2 drone only being $489 is like $150 less than the Avata 1 drone only. So drone only for Avata 2 is substantially less expensive.
Yeah. I mean, they really have seemed to hit the right price point with this Avata 2 already, cheaper than than the first one, and seems very affordable for all the technology. Hey, CT Pirate said he just ordered mine. Will be delivered tonight.
Congrats, CT.
Yeah. He must live right beside the Amazon warehouse.
Yeah. Hey, Billy, is the size much bigger, or is it? I mean, do you feel shooting gaps? I mean, is it a little bit different than Avata?
Oh yeah.
No, it's nothing. It's nothing different in that sense. I mean, it's a little bit like wider, maybe. Like I feel like it's smushed down and made it a little bit wider. I've got a shot in my review video where like I legit have it side by side, and it's really not all that much bigger. The biggest difference to me is the fact that it has that more ground clearance. So like you can easily hand catch it, hand launch it. SD card's in a much better spot. So to me, like it seems like DJI came out the Avata and it was like, hey, here we have this drone. And then the Avata 2 comes out and it makes the Avata 1 feel like an unfinished product. Like if you look at the design of it, it just kind of looks like something that a ragtag team like built and then they're like, hey, let's sell this thing. You know what I mean? But the Avata like seems and feels like it's much more polished.
Yeah, I know, Billy. This is a kind of a basic question, but is this the best FPV drone from DJI yet?
Yeah, it is. I mean, the original FPV drone is flawed in a lot of ways, and I think that they need to really come out with an FPV drone too in some way. I think there's a lot of people that really still want the power of like a full-sized FPV drone like that, but I think that the Avata 2 just really improves the Avata 1, which was I think DJI's best FPV drone in a lot of ways. So yeah, I think it easily makes it its best.
It seems like this is the first FPV drone from DJI that has a legit camera on it, a camera that you don't have to worry about putting a GoPro on it or anything. Is that the way you see it?
Yeah, it's totally legit. Like I think that for me, when I'm flying an FPV drone, I've always been inclined to throw an action camera on top. This one I won't. Like I love the footage. One of my very first times that I really flew the drone for like a real purpose, I went down to Vineland, New Jersey, flew the Trout National Golf Course that's being developed right now, and I flew it at sunrise so that I could get some cool light streaks. So zipping around with the camera facing down towards the dark ground a lot of the time, my footage was like way underexposed, and I'm not going to manually set my exposure while trying to also fly around. It's just never really works out. Yeah. I could take my midtones and highlights from that footage, really raise them up without completely destroying the footage, which kind of makes me wonder. One of the big differences, in my opinion, between Avata 1 and Avata 2 is the Avata 2 actually has a lower bit rate when you're looking at the camera than the Avata 1.
Wow.
I think it's like 150 in the Avata 1 compared to 130. So even though you have that lower bit rate, you still have so much room to push this footage around and make it look really good in post.
Is it true we have 10 bit
Right.
D-Log video with the Avata 2?
It does, yeah.
We have a
Hey
question
guys,
from
I'm gonna get rolling. I'll be
okay, Mark. Mark's in the airport building.
Flight.
yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
cool. Well, have a safe flight there, Marcus.
All right. Thanks.
Nice to
See you
stop in
guys.
with us, Marcus.
Billy, I know
Absolutely.
you don't fly a lot at night or low light conditions. Is a low light? Is it okay, decent, or about the same?
Yeah, I'd compare it to the Air 3 and Action 4. I mean, I would say that it's like right on par with that. It's nothing better. For me, I guess the lowest light I've flown in is like just as the sun is coming up. And again, like I didn't have any noise in the foreground. And also as I really punched up the highlights and the midtones, it didn't push it to a point where it started banding or where it started giving me any of that grain. So it handled really nice.
Excellent. Hey, we got a question from John Flynn in the chats here. He says, how are the light leaks on the Goggles 3?
You don't have any light leak. I mean, for me, the Goggles 3, the biggest improvement is the design and how it fits. You have that band on the front of your head where all the pressure is, and then the actual goggles themselves just kind of lower and cover your eyes. So all that pressure is taken off from like the bridge of your nose and around like your cheeks and your eyes and stuff like that. It really is nice to wear.
Are they lighter in weight, Billy?
They are lighter in I would say they aren't lighter in weight than the Integra. I'd say that they're just a little bit heavier because of the extra bracket and the extra everything inside. But the extra weight to me is okay because of how they fit on my head.
Yeah, light leaks and finish. It all depends on the shape and size of your head and skull. Like John Flynn's a big man, so he probably maybe has more problems with a fit than.
Billy, they flip open a little bit, just a little where you could take a peek, or is that
barely? I mean, they go up enough to where like you can get some light leaking in from the bottom, right? But like they don't go up all that much. I wonder what their reasoning behind not letting you flip it all the way up was.
I mean, is it
but the
look down just at your sticks or something? Or I mean, it's not.
Now, if you went to the furthest range of motion away from your face, you'd still need to almost tilt the goggles up with your hand every time to actually look at your sticks.
Yeah.
And then when you let go, they would come down and they'd still cover so much that you really can't see outside. So that hinge on the top is really just made for getting it closer to your eyes and completely sealing out the light depending on how it fits to your head.
Gotcha.
I wish that they would give you a full flip up set of goggles. I think that'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, everybody wanted that. That was a request. Hey, Fly Guy Merrill says you have to buy the remote separately. And if he means the FPV controller, that's a yes. You do have to buy that separately in all the kits.
What's the battery life like for the goggles?
The goggles are great. They're just like the Integra. I mean, it's like right on par with the Integra or the goggles too. I'm getting 10 or so flights out of a single set of goggles. And even from there, I'm still have charge in there, so that's no issue at all. And if you're running into a time where you're running out of juice, you can always just plug the goggles in as you fly,
Oh, good. Lon says you can pick it up from Best Buy right now. And we know that because Tom Dallinger in Vegas, he went to his Best Buy yesterday and it was in the case already, but the manager wouldn't let him buy it.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
I think that's all planned, it's DJI's, they kind of, it seems like that happens every drone release.
Hey, Billy, with your release unit, did you get the case?
The bag for it?
Yeah, the bag, yeah.
Yeah, the bag is nice. The bag is like one of the nicest bags that they've put out. I think that with all the stuff that you get with the drone, the goggles, the motion controller, the drone, the batteries, all that stuff, I think that having a nice little case is cool. This is the first time, I think Lon and I were talking about this. Lon, it's the first time that DJI has come out with a case for the Avata.
Yes.
They haven't given us any sort of FPV case or Flymore case with any of the drones that have come out. So
they did have the backpack for FPV.
Yeah, so they have the goggles backpack that you could buy separate, which I use still. I love that little backpack, and I think
actually
that
have
for
that
me,
one.
yeah, for me, I'm gonna move into that. So I'm gonna ditch my Flymore case probably in favor of the larger backpack because I like to carry 2 of these drones around. So I'm gonna order another Avata 2 at some point just as a backup because when I'm flying, I want to be able to like go and just grab like another one if I crash and break it. You know what I mean?
Right. Especially if you're doing a job and you have to get the footage. Hey,
Billy,
Mike,
I got
hey, Johnny, real quick. I want to put Mike Wright's reporting that he already ordered it at Best Buy and he can pick it up in an hour.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, Johnny, go ahead. I cut you off. You were
I
trying to make
was trying to sell Billy my extra Avata I got in the box. He might need that.
Johnny, every time I see you, you're trying to sell an Avata. He had one this weekend for sale. He was selling out of the back of his truck.
Yeah. That was my son.
He's selling a lot of stuff out of the back of his truck.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny was selling stuff that I don't even want to know what was in the back of his truck.
Yeah. We can't talk about that on the family show here in the morning. So
Steven just said, I think that the Avata 2 will be a hit. I think so too. I mean, like, I kind of gauge just from the leaks, whether or not a drone is going to be really popular or not. And there was just earthquake, a total crazy amount of leaks about the Avata 2. So I think that people were really pumped up about this drone.
Yeah, not only leaks, but most of the leaks were 95% correct.
This go around, everybody got it right off the bat. I mean, you know what? I think that DJI themselves don't even care anymore because, like, when they posted the teaser of it, they showed us exactly what it looked like.
Yeah.
The teaser of it rolling. I mean, that was like exactly what it looked like.
Yeah, it's the old Apple thing where they used to leak stuff on purpose it's almost like free marketing.
Yeah. So what are you guys going to be doing? Are you guys going to be buying the 3 battery combo or are you going to be buying the
I purchased 3 battery from Amazon just as we were talking, so mine will be here Saturday. Johnny,
I'm still thinking about it.
Yeah, Billy, because if you order just the 1 battery, I mean, at some point you have to buy a couple more batteries, so you're just better off buying a flat.
Oh, that's a tease right there, the 1 battery.
Yeah, the 1 battery, yeah.
Yeah, the 1 battery pack just gets you to come back a week later and buy a Flymore separate combo or something. Yeah. Hey, Billy, what I like about this one is I like that battery charger. The 3 battery charging hub reminds me of what comes with the Air 3 and the Mini 4 Pro.
I hate it. I think that is the stupidest design for a battery hub because it covers the entire battery. So when your battery is hot and you put it inside immediately to start charging, it's not going to be able to dissipate heat.
Oh wow!
So right off the bat, you're at a disadvantage there. Which you could let the battery sit outside of it, but like that defeats the purpose of the charging hub, in my opinion. The charging hub doesn't charge faster. It doesn't charge multiple at once. It's purely for convenience. Now I can understand that it's kind of like a holster for it, like it holds all your batteries in there, and you can, put them all in there, and you can move them around and whatnot. But the Avata 1 had a tinier battery hub. It was just a thin little piece of plastic.
Yeah, the stick. Yeah.
It was just a little thin piece of plastic I could throw inside of my bag and not think anything extra of it. And you could put 4 batteries on there. So in my opinion, it's a complete disadvantage for the new charging hub style. And I wish that they would go with something, similar. I think that now with the design of the drones, they need to be a little bit more cautious and they have to design the battery pack to specifically fit it, where the Avata 2 kind of had like that weird little, or I'm sorry, the Avata 1 had that weird little wire hanging off of it that you'd kind of, plug in. But if you look at the Mavic 3's charging hub, it's a thin little piece that you just kind of slot the batteries into. I wish we had something like that.
Those batteries could cool down with the Avata original. I mean, even if you plugged them in, they wouldn't start charging,
Exactly.
Can you charge by USB-C or no?
Yeah, you can plug in and charge over USB-C.
In the drone, but not each battery, right?
Not each battery, no. I don't know why DJI won't do that. I wish they would put a single USB-C port on every battery.
Every battery.
Yeah.
Boom, you're done.
Hey, Bill, I know this is just opinion here, but is this a worthy update? Would you advise an Avata 1 owner that this is a worthy upgrade from the Avata 1? Is it enough here to make it worthwhile to upgrade? He froze on that important question.
Oh, Billy.
Yeah.
All right. I totally lost you guys. I just came back.
Yeah,
It's Lon's
I was just
fault.
asking. I know
Lon's fault.
this is opinion. Everybody's funds are different others. But is this a worthy upgrade to the Avata 1? Would you recommend people that own the Avata 1 and like it to make the upgrade to the 2?
Yeah, I mean the camera and the performance alone are just going to make this such a more fun drone. I think it's definitely a worthy upgrade. I wish that DJI would make it compatible with older peripherals, but yeah, there's that would make the blow a little bit easier because you can just go and buy just the drone and use what you have already.
Yeah.
I think that the drone itself is a worthy upgrade. I think that if you could go and buy just the Avata 2, worthy upgrade. But the goggles and the new motion controller that make it more expensive, I think aren't worth the upgrade necessarily. But you kind of need those other things to make the Avata 2 work. But with that said, I think that the price point of it all in is still worth the upgrade because the camera and the performance blow the Avata 1 out of the water. I don't know. Sometimes I'll go back and fly older drones for specific things. There are occasional times where I'll still fly my Air 2S or I'll still fly the Mavic 3 Cine over the Mavic 3 Pro, or there are times where I'll fly say the Mini 3 Pro just for hyperlapses or something like that. I don't think I will ever fly my Avata 1 ever again, ever. There is no reason to fly that drone over the Avata 2 for any reason whatsoever. It's on the shelf permanently now and won't be coming back out unless I have to do a comparison video.
Yeah.
Thank you for that your thoughts there. Hey, Ken Hoffbauer says, I think we covered this already, but I'm going to read it again. Question: can you charge the goggles while flying since you have an internal battery? You
it'll
answered that
charge
already,
24
right,
hours.
Billy? You can.
Yeah, so you can plug into a battery pack or whatever you want to plug into. But again, you can get 10, 15 flights out of a single goggles charge, and probably even more than that. So with the amount of batteries that I have, I have 3 batteries. I've gone out and I've charged cycle batteries, flown all day, and it's gotten to a point where I've flown more than my goggles can. Or I've flown less than what my goggles can provide. So.
What's the goggles certainly have enough power to do at least one day's flying worth. Yeah.
What's the top speed, Billy, with the sticks and the motion controller?
So it's a 60 mile an hour top speed in manual, and then I don't remember what the exact top speed is in sport. Lon is saying 30 something.
Usually 30 on the old one and 60 on the.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what. I was down at the Jupiter Inlet. I was ripping 52 miles an hour chasing after a boat, and you could tell there was a little bit of in manual. You could tell there was a little bit of shake in the goggles. I was just fighting against the headwind, kind of flying away from land and out to the sea. So my drone was getting thrown all around, and I mean. I'll tell you what, first of all, I felt confident in the drone as I'm ripping towards this boat that I'm chasing. But when I look back at the footage, which is in my review video, you can kind of see it is rock solid. There is no bump and shake. Really, the only bump and shake is just, me kind of being a little bit nervous flying over the water with a brand new drone trying to chase this drone. So any little imperfections as I'm kind of bobbing back and forth is on me. But other than that, if I just let it sit there and fly straight, the image stabilization makes it look like it's on rails.
Wow. So the image stabilization it's the same kind of technology. I mean, the same names, Rocksteady and all, is the older one, but it's approved.
Yeah, it's Rocksteady 3 Plus.
Plus, yeah. So, and you mentioned Jupiter Inlet. Anybody that's flown to Jupiter Inlet knows it can get very windy at that location.
Oh, man, anywhere in Florida can get windy.
Yeah. And of course, a lot of people at the that went to the South Florida drone meetup went to Jupiter Inlet at one point. Still recognize where you took that footage. That's one of the most scenic inlets in South Florida. Would you agree, Billy?
It's beautiful. It is, and there's just so many boats. It is so much fun to chase after them all.
Billy, did you get any wind warnings like you do on the?
Oh yeah.
Was you getting any high wind warnings?
I was getting them, but I wasn't getting them as frequent as some of the other drones, you know? Gotcha. So that was nice.
Gotcha.
All right, boys. Sorry, I'm out of here. The carpenter's here.
Oh, okay. Thanks for joining us, DeMarco.
Thanks for joining us, Billy.
See you, man. It was good talking to you.
You too.
See you.
So, Bill, have we not discussed anything that you think is pertinent about the drone? Have we missed anything here?
Let me see.
We
I don't
covered
know.
the
I think
flight. It flies much better than the other drone as far as the way it wins and the way it wins and handles everything. Right? It's just more balanced now, right?
yeah, it's so much more. It's a lot more confidence inspiring, to fly it. Like it's you don't feel like you're gonna lose it, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people in the Avata one, they had so much problems, especially in the early days before firmware updates. A lot of people put stronger motors on it. They did a motor conversion so that it would handle better. This drone needs no such motor conversion, right?
Yeah, no, this thing rips. It's pretty good. And look, there can always be more power. Like,
Yeah,
don't like if
yeah,
they come out with an Avata 3 and it's more powerful, I'll be singing their praises.
yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
Um, they can only get so powerful for a Cinewhoop. Like, I think a lot of the flying that I was doing would really probably be better geared towards a regular FPV drone. Like, I think that if I would have taken the DJI FPV drone with me, it probably would have been better in a lot of regards because of the power that it has. So like flying over water and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that the improvements made elsewhere make up for that, like the camera, the transmission system, the fit of the goggles, all that stuff just makes it a really enjoyable experience.
It's a lot of upgrades. I know the battery itself, people had, even if you crash it, a slight crash or hit the ground with the Avata, the original, that battery would pop off in a matter of seconds.
Mhm.
That's a good point, John. We didn't discuss that, Billy. In the Avata one, as John said, the battery was kind of just like exposed. It wasn't only halfway in. With this one, the battery totally seats in the drone. Correct?
Yeah, look, I had an issue with that. I was out in the Red Rocks. Lon remembers this. I was out in the Red Rocks and kept losing my Avata up in the rocks.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they have like the different ways that you can try to find your drone, but like it totally just wasn't working because the battery had come unlodged from the drone itself.
Yeah.
So Lon's laughing at me.
We don't have that issue with this one. The battery will stay in even on most crashes.
Mm-hmm. I was just wondering like what to title my review video, and I was bouncing the idea off of Lon about titling it that it's DJI's most fun drone, because like it is. Like I'm at a point now where like if someone says to me like, "Hey, what drone should I buy?" I almost want to recommend the Avata too as like the drone that they should buy, because I think, and it would really come down to the person I'm recommending it to. Like if I recommend it to somebody that is a photographer and I know that they'd want to take like nice, pretty pictures, I'll recommend like a Mini 4, an Air 3 to them or something like that if they're just getting started into drones. But if there's somebody, like if it's one of my friends from high school that I think is just like, yeah, man, drones are cool and I kind of want to buy one, I'd probably recommend them to the Avata too. And people will continue to, shit on the motion controller, but I think it's a great first time drone flyers controller to use.
Yeah. And I'm glad you brought up photos, Billy. In the promos for the Avata 2, they pushed the 48 megapixel photos a lot. Are they positioning this as a photo camera also?
Wait, did they actually? Because the spec sheet, I get like an Excel spec sheet from them when they're first,
Yeah.
And it said that the effective megapixel count was 12 megapixels. Now, I would never take a photo with the drone, like I would never take a photo with the Avata unless I absolutely had to. Fun fact, one time when the Avata 1 came out, I actually destroyed my Air 2S and had to do a photo shoot with the Avata 1. I had to photograph a hole with the Avata 1, which was hilarious. Let's see, if I go to the specs here though, and I go to camera,
I'm trying to look it up too.
It still is just showing effective megapixels as 12. And it also, I mean, the only photo format is JPEG. You can't take raw photographs here.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know where I saw that could be misinformation. Or
I mean,
rumors, stuff.
Look, I'm sure it would take them like, it would take one of their engineers a day to make 48 megapixel photos available. But I just think that like this is such a video centric drone that
right.
Yeah, and I think most FPV is more video. So have you taken some pictures though, Billy, with this the Avata 2? Not really.
No, again, like the only time I've ever taken a photo with it is when I was in that pinch and had to because my Air 2S was destroyed.
It's a different kind of flying, I think so. Pictures, you don't really ever think taking pictures with it, really.
No, I mean, and also you've only got that one axis of stabilization, so the drone is going to be bobbing in one way. You know what I mean? Lon brings up another good point. The K refresh is $99, but what's the replacement?
Oh, I didn't look yet.
So they get you in and they say, hey, this care refresh is pretty inexpensive, but the replacement drone cost might be high. Like the replacement drone cost might be like $129 or something like that.
Yeah,
$49.
$49 to replace it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really good. And 2 years is really good.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah.
So I see your point, Billy. Even if you have no interest ever flying acro or manual, this with the Motion 3, it's still easy to fly just like a regular camera drone. Plus, of course, you get a little bit more, performance. And with the goggles, it kind of puts you in the pilot's cockpit, so you can maybe get closer to objects and things like that. So I could see recommending it. And like you said, it is a little more fun. The only downside is, you don't have the situational awareness. You should have a VO with you. So there are, a few little complications over, say, a Mini 4 Pro or something.
Yeah, and all that, all that makes sense. Look, I mean, I'm all for safe flying, but I know that everybody who's buying this drone is never going to fly it with a VO. I mean, most of the people don't even know that you need a visual observer, right? So to anybody that's just going to be going and buying this drone, it's just kind of like, I mean, that is a factor, of course, but I just think it's so much fun. Like, I think it's so much more fun than a Mini 4 Pro. Like, I think that when I tell somebody about a drone, what they think a drone is what the Avata delivers. Is like that fast-paced, action, being right there in the goggles. Like, that's what they want. They don't want just something that's, a Mini 4 Pro that flies at 30 miles an hour max speed.
And I tell you, wherever you put that circle, with that motion controller, that's where that drone goes. I mean, I can tell you, I'll never be as good with the sticks as you can be with that motion controller. I know a lot of people knock it, but hey, if you put that circle where you want it, it's going to go there.
Dude, I'll shoot gaps all day with it. It's great. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Hey, here's another thing they push in the promos here from DJI Drone. They talk about the super field of view or whatever. Do you like the field of view on this drone?
155 degrees is nice. Yeah, I mean, it's a nice wide field of view. Probably my favorite thing is the fact that now when you're recording 4K video, you can do 4x3. So the Avata 1 would only let you do 2.7K 4x3.
Yeah.
So that gives you kind of like this more range of motion above and below your frame. So now instead of it being 3840 by 2160, it's like 3840 by 2880. I think that's the
standard
resolution.
4K resolution.
Yeah. So it's true 4K, and you crop into that frame to 16:9. It's still going to be 4K. So as you kind of throttle with the drone forwards and backwards, you can keyframe the video up and down. But also now, if you're going to be sharing it on social media, you can just crop off the edges and you have more top to bottom range of motion too. So I like the 4x3 filming. And I think that, being able to shoot 4K is a really nice addition. And that's just another reason why I'm like, hey, I don't need to be using an action camera. I can just use the DJI FP or the DJI Avata 2 built-in camera.
Yeah, because I mean, really, Billy, nobody in the community wants to pay $1,000 for a drone. Then they have to put an action camera on top of it. That's just not what anybody's looking to do.
It kills the performance, especially of the Avata 2. The Avata 1 did not fly good with a thing on the top.
Yeah. Where the Potato, of course, could handle a little bit better the first
exactly. Potato, exactly.
Yeah, but still, that was $1,000 or more for the Potato. Then you had to put a $400 action camera on to get good footage. So now you've turned it into a much more expensive drone if you didn't already have that camera. So,
yeah, and a much more expensive loss if you crash it.
Yeah, exactly. So you said recommend this drone. So we'd recommend it even for people that have never ever owned any type of FPV drone before. With the ease of flying, the ease of using the motion controller, you would recommend they jump into this even with no previous experience with FPV.
Yeah, I mean, I think that like if you're going to be buying an FPV drone, I think that this caters to not only
you can say it, old people.
No, the weekend warrior that is like good at flying drones, like, I think they'll still get like a really good experience out of this. But I think it's also really good for the person that's just first FPV drone ever. They're gonna buy this.
Yeah. Like a bridge from a camera drone to a full Acro manual type of drone.
Yeah, exactly. And you have all those step ups. You can
accomplish
start from normal,
getting people
work
into
to sport, work to manual.
Hey, just for upgraders here, I'm going to ask a ballpark from Johnny because he just sold this weekend. If you want to upgrade from the 1 to the 2 and you want to use the 1 to fund your 2, Johnny, just a ballpark figure. What can you get for an Avata 1, Avata 1 drone goggles and controller? What ballpark?
Man, I don't know now. I think people, for people that want to get into it and try it, maybe at a cheaper price. I mean, I don't know. I have to sit down and look.
So DJI Avata 1 right now, I mean, there's, you never know with these. It's tough because if someone is selling their drone, they might not be selling it with a battery, or like it's tough to tell exactly when you're going through here. I'm seeing people selling them all over the place.
Yeah.
I'm seeing this one. This is the DJI Avata Fly Smart Combo drone with the FPV goggles, RC Motion 2, and it looks like he has like just some extra batteries. He's selling this for $605.
Right.
Now this is literally
that gets you 60% of the way to the 999 Avata 2 combo.
Yeah, and also this is a bid right here. This is like
Bids
these
go higher. And if we have no backwards compatibility with the goggles and controllers, you might as well sell everything.
Yeah.
And now we probably won't know until down the road whether any of this stuff will ever be backwards compatible, Avata 2, Avata 1, either direction. So
yeah, Mark Fisher offered you $50 for your old Avata, Billy. I don't know if you saw it. So
yeah,
I'd have to pay Mark for him to take it off my hands. He's just such a good guy.
Mark's probably already got 3 or 4 Avata 2s on order because seriously, he sold all his Avata 1 equipment a week or two ago in preparation because we know Mark does beautiful fly-throughs inside all sorts of business and stuff for his, his drone business. He does commercials. So I know he's all in on the low light capabilities of the Avata 1.
Yeah, he's ordered one from Best Buy. He's ordered one from DJI. He's ordered one from Amazon. He's going to see which one gets there first.
Right. Every known retailer. So, well, listen, Billy, it's almost 10 o'clock. I know we've kept you on here a little while, and you probably have some adventures today scheduled for Florida.
Yeah, we're going to pack our bags up here and get on the road. So it was good talking to y'all. I'm happy to hear that you guys ordered it. I'm happy to hear that you guys think it's a good drone. And, just like any release, it'll be cool over the next couple of weeks to kind of see what people think and see what people feel, because everybody who's reviewed it can say their spiel, but it just kind of comes down to what everybody thinks of it and, the community's perception. So we'll see what people think.
Yeah, exactly. I know there's a pushback. I mean, we know, people all know you, Billy. We know you're not just selling something here, but there's a thing in the community where a lot of people, they don't believe a review until they see somebody who bought it with their own money.
Yeah, I mean, it's understandable, right? I mean, for me, like, I mean, I don't have a vested interest. DJI doesn't tell me what to say. They don't see the video before it goes live. But with this current state of drones, it's hard to find a better drone than what DJI is offering. There quite literally is not another company making a direct competitor to the Avata. So, kind of by process of elimination, this is therefore the best Cinewhoop that you can buy because nobody else is making something like it.
Yeah. Hey, and one quick thing before you let you go, I want to plug a video you just put up the other day where you interviewed a DJI, I'm going to say ambassador who's a fire chief in Texas, and it's kind of a long interview. I've only maybe watched 20 minutes of it, but it seems very, very interesting. Thanks for doing that because to help the community through all the backlash against DJI with the Chinese spying and all the stuff that's going down, where I could see where the interview was going, where he was trying to express all the good that DJI drones do for the community, saving lives, as a matter of fact, right?
Yeah, it's the truth. I mean, we talk about these fun drones. We talk about going and filming on the weekends and stuff like that, but we have to realize that DJI's commercial drones are being used to save lives every day. And you look at the Avata 2, this is going to be a drone that gets put into the mix too. These guys are using the Avata 1. These guys are using the Avata 1 for going into homes. SWAT teams are using it to clear out buildings. The Avata 2 is going to kind of just jump right into position here, and it's going to be a drone that's used for legitimately saving lives. And if it was banned, I don't know what we'd use in place of it.
The American drones that don't exist that they
And
keep pushing on us. Yeah.
nothing close to a DJI drone. They could talk all they want, and I mean, it's just the way it is. I mean, that's,
Yep.
you can buy many a car, but you can't buy many a drone that flies like DJI. That's for sure.
Yeah. Billy, thanks for doing that interview. I recommend anybody watch it who's interested in that whole dynamics going with DJ drones. And thanks so much for coming on today and talk about the new Avata 2. I know it's the hot topic. It's been a hot topic for a couple months here, whatever. I'm sure it's going to be a great success. You and Lon enjoy the rest of your time in Florida. Look forward to any footage you have in Florida, even not, Avata 2 related. I know you guys got some great footage down there. I know Alex gave you some good spots in Miami to get some footage. How far did you get down into the Keys?
We went down to Cujo Key. That was like our cutoff right there. I mean, Key West is like a big no-fly zone basically with the airport.
Yeah, I don't even bother with Key West anymore. Yeah, good.
Yeah, so we stopped at Cujo Key and then turned around and went back north.
Is that below 7 Mile Bridge?
Yes. Yep.
Oh, good. 7 Mile. You got to do 7 Mile Bridge. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun, especially during the nighttime. You're kind of like you feel like you're like in the middle of nowhere. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, Bill. You and Lon have a great day. See you guys soon.
All right, y'all. Good talking to you.
Okay.
See you.
So, Johnny, any final thoughts before we get off here? I know you probably need to grab another cup of coffee here, but
I just want to thank everybody for coming in. Of course, thank Billy, and it was very interesting. And, hey, the drone's going to be a hit. We know that. It's always an improvement. I just think the way the drone looks, the way the battery goes in, the SD card, the camera's better. When you got all those things, it's gonna be a hit. I think it's fun to fly. For people that don't want to fly, I say regular FPV with all the batteries and crashing and breaking stuff and repairing. I mean, I will say the DJI Avata. I mean, look, it's got me, we 2 years ago, we never would have thought we'd be flying an FPV drone. But it makes it easy, and you take out the case and you're flying just a few seconds later. So yeah, I say if you're thinking about it and you didn't buy the Avata, hey, get out there and buy the Avata 2 and try it.
Do you think the thing will? You think later on today it'll be such a hit that the availability will go down, like where you can't buy, like probably the 3 battery kit will probably be the first one that's not available, right? Because that's the one people seem to be going for.
I don't know. It seems like they really hardly ever run out of that too much, but you can't order the drone, by itself. And if you order, like I say, if you order the one battery, for $9.99, I just think one battery is not enough, because it's just not enough. So
I'm going to check right now. Let's see here.
Captain Joe said he wants to meet me at Best Buy, but Joe, I already ordered. You know, so
you can still buy the $11.99 combo now. The $9.99 combo is still available, and of course the drone only is a reserve now. It was reserved now this morning, so nothing's sold out yet. At least at DJI.
Yeah, the drone only, it never really, even on the Air 3 or the Mavic 3, I mean, it's hardly ever available when they first.
And now with this drone, with this, being only working with the Goggles 3 and the Motion 3 and FPV 3, the only reason to buy the extra would be a backup, right? Because if it doesn't work with the older equipment, there's no use buying the drone alone.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll see. Probably won't work, and if you do have the Avata, original, hey, it's it's still a great drone. And I know people, there'll be people that say you don't need to step up, and then just like people that have the original FPV drone, some of those guys never bought the Avata, so everybody gets what they like, and they kind of get because they try to defend their buy. So I mean, but step up, hey, it's fun.
Yeah, and I already lost my train of thought. We've been going on.
Joe's gonna pick his up. Well, Joe, just get it and right over here, and let's see
Hey,
it.
you know when yours coming, Johnny? Did you get a date yet?
No, it just says. Let me see what it says. It says to be shipped. It moved from order placed to paid to be shipped. So we'll see.
Hey, Harley FPV, Greg, which we got to hang out with last weekend a little bit at Southfire Drone. He said, "What's Billy's channel name?" I believe Billy's channel name is just his name, Billy Kyle. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's like me, Ron Brown, easy ones here.
But
so,
hey, get out there and watch some reviews, and
yeah,
there's a bunch of reviews, and hey, do what's best for you.
yeah. One quick question, just speculation, Johnny. Do you think the Avata 2 will ever be backwards compatible with any of the older equipment as far as goggles and controllers, or you're going to have to go all in on this new one?
I don't know because that's.
I mean, I know not today, but sometimes 30, 60 days down the road, some of this compatibility opens up with other products or older products.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know because I fly this drone that I built. I use the sticks. It's from the DJI Avata, so I don't know. Do I need to?
Oh, so you won't be able to sell your FPV controller too because you need them for that.
I'm sure the sticks can fly that. Eventually. So.
Yeah. It's a lot of stuff we don't know now as far as DJI updates and so on. So it's just a matter of staying tuned there. So I want to thank everybody that joined us. Marcus been for a while, and DeMarco stopped in. They were both busy this morning, and Johnny, co-host with me. He's got FPV knowledge because he's been flying a lot of Acro and manual lately, and it's a home built drone. And of course, Billy, who's done a full review. I hope we got enough information out there for you people to make somewhat of a informed buying decision here, whether you need it or not. And we're not here to tell you you need it or you don't need it or whatever. Only you can determine that yourself or whatever.
Marcus is going to be hanging out at the airport. His flight got canceled, he said. So
Marcus he might as well just cancel his DJI order and just grab an Uber to the Best Buy, local Best Buy, right?
Sit in the airport and get it all charged up and updated and ready to fly.
Yeah, just don't take off from the airport.
Yeah, that's true. Well, inside the airport.
Yeah, I guess you could fly in the what do you call the thing there? Indoors is fine, right?
Yeah. No, but hey, you know what? Get out there and watch some reviewers and do what's best for you. I know we always talk about buying drones and let's see. I'm reading Brad Austin says confirm none in the Richmond Best Buy.
Oh, really?
They say it can be ordered. Yeah. Well, if you look, I mean, if I would have ordered on Amazon, I would have it says tonight delivery over midnight.
I know somebody in the chat said they said mine's saying Saturday or whatever. But so you must live near an Amazon fulfillment center, Johnny?
Yeah, just Baton Rouge, just right up the road here. So.
Oh, so they could just you could just roll down there and pick it up off the dock or something, huh?
Yeah, usually if you order now, it says overnight delivery between like when you wake up, it's there in the morning. So.
John Coopy's talking about the Avata 1 flipped over water. Remember, a lot of people had that problem with the Avata 1, flipping, and then they added the stronger motors.
John, what do you think? I'd be interested. I don't know, Ron, if
we'll get John on the future show here and talk about it a little bit.
Guy, and what do you think about this, John? Is it improvements?
And so, John, I don't think John has her, so he'll have to watch some of the videos like we do and, get a better idea of what. And of course, all of us ordering the drone. I know I ordered from Amazon. So if I get it and I change my mind, I can send it back, again, I don't know if it's going to sell.
Ron, are you selling your Avata? Are you selling on the original?
Well, I'll probably keep it long enough to do maybe some comparisons, show the people the difference in the video quality. And then I'll let it go. So if you know anybody who wants to buy, and now, folks, I didn't fly my Avata 1 that much. Not because I didn't like it, just I I did. So I got a low miles one, Johnny. My one is, what's the old saying? My Avata one was driven by the little old lady from Pasadena. It only went out on a Sunday to church.
Yeah, they only went to church. Yeah, and I will say I got a brand new Avata in the box, never been activated. I'll make somebody a deal on. So if you
so that's even less miles than mine. That's a 0 mile one.
This is a drone only, but I could throw a battery in or something. But
okay,
no, especially if you have the goggles or something.
Well, what I would say, Johnny, is if you ever thought about getting a Avata one, didn't pull the trigger, you can get one now and not be in for much, right?
Well, I don't know. It still shows $829 for the Explorer.
Oh, new, but who would buy one new? Because the used drone market is about to get flooded, Johnny. Yeah. I mean, deep floods. Hey, speaking of floods, Johnny, how did you make out with all that rain down in Hammond? Did you guys get the flooding?
Yes, we got about 6 inches of rain in about 2.5 hours yesterday. Of course, you get normal street flooding. I fought the swimming pool. Had to go let water out of it about 3 times, but we did good. They had a tornado touchdown in Slidell, so they had some really bad weather. But I think all of that pushed over to the east, and we had the storm chasers here. It's about the 3rd time in about probably 4 or 5 weeks that those storm chasers, of course, they go all over the country. And they were in Hammond, and then over in Livingston, and then all over to St. Tammany, and they kind of pushed over to Bay St. Louis area and all that way. So yeah.
Now you had internet for your show last night, the Fly for Fun show.
Yeah. Our power never. We got the lights blinked a couple times, but never did lose power.
Good. So you had a good show last night. So anybody didn't see to watch the replay?
Yeah, we just did a little recap of the drone meetup.
Yeah.
But the weather was straight. I know Captain Joe sent me a picture. His son's truck almost got flooded. He had to go move it during the storm, but he's up the road from me. But it looks like today, actually, it's cloudy, but they said overcast. And then the sun's going to be a beautiful weekend. So,
look, Bob Dempsey from Old Farts of Drones was in here.
Bob's
up early out there in Vegas. So you have any drones and coffee shows coming up this before Sunday, or?
Nah, probably not. Sometimes when I'm sitting here and it's raining or it was cool, I would go on. But
good thing that you didn't get that Avata 2 yesterday. It wouldn't have left the hangar yesterday, huh? With that weather.
No, the weather was bad yesterday. They said that coming in. I know it came from Texas, but hey, it's gonna be a nice weekend, and of course, I'm not sure when I'll get this, but hey, I got drones to fly, and always have fun and fly what you got, and
fly what you got. How was your ride home from the South Florida drone meet? Because I believe you had you did it in 6 hours. 6 hour. You were trying to do it in 6 hour segments, right?
I drove all the way home. 12 hours.
You did 12. You drove straight through?
Yeah, I drove straight through. Yeah.
Wow.
Scotty and I, Jackrabbit FPV left at about 6. I don't know. It was about 6:20. He got home about 12:30, and then I got home about 6 o'clock. So.
Wow, you must have been tired.
Yeah, it was a good drive, but the new truck did good and got good gas mileage, and a
little bit better than Ford, huh?
Oh yeah. I did pretty good.
You saved enough money to buy a new drone by not filling Ford up, huh?
Yeah, because my Ford has 36 gallons, and this little Santa Cruz got 17, and I think I got 25.2. So.
Yeah, but Eddie says it'll be important to watch a review from a non-influencer. So that means go watch Eddie's review, because I think Eddie's probably paying for his, right?
And Eddie did a little video on what he thought, some of the and that was pretty interesting, because all of those points were good. And listen, after the Avata 2 is out a few months, there'll be people saying, "Hey, well, I wish it had this, I wish it had that," but hey, I just think the battery, the camera, even the new goggles, the new controller. I mean, people, I know they like to kind of gripe about that motion too, or all the wanker, as a lot of people call it. But wherever you put that dot or that circle, man, it's very responsive, and it's fun to fly. So
Johnny, the most of the people complain about the motion control, they haven't actually flown with it.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you taking a guy who flies FPV, and and you can do some pretty nice stuff, of course, with the sticks. But man, Motion 2 or was it Motion 3 now. It's
Yeah.
fun to fly with. I mean, it's very responsive, and you can put it in somebody's hand. I mean,
Yeah.
my daughter flew the Avata, my Avata. She has never even held the control of any of my camera drones, and hey, she just took it slow and she got to fly. So, you know, it's a great experience for somebody that's never done that.
Yeah, I mean, and good point. If you've never flown real FPV before or whatever, starting off with the you have nothing to unlearn, starting off with the motion controllers, whatever, 2, 3 is easy if you don't have to unlearn anything or whatever. You just take, if you've never flown any drone at all or whatever before, getting started with that motion controller is easy.
Yeah, it is. It
All
really,
you gotta do is watch somebody's video showing you how to get started, and that's all it is to it.
right. No, I think it's great.
The thing is, most people get it, and when they get it, they try to turn their, they don't get the wrist down right. But
Right.
once you figure that out, you're golden.
No, it's a fun. It's easy and very it kind of sucks you into the drone flying experience. And it like Billy, Billy kind of hit on it. Right now he said he would recommend a Avata 2 over maybe a camera drone. So hey, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, especially if you're just doing video. Yeah.
Well, everything with the VR, with the goggles coming out, the Apple stuff and all of that. So people are kind of excited about all that technology, and this is a way to really have fun and fly a drone. And
yeah, and as A News brought up a couple times on shows, the Avata 1, the camera, you didn't just have much dynamic range. If you were kind of going back and forth between, say, flying towards the sun and flying away from the sun, it really had trouble with that. Where according to Billy, this one is much better in dynamic range, so you're not going to have all those exposure issues that you had on the the Avata 1.
Well, Ron, I think people, I think people fly the Avata or even FPV for more to experience about flying. I'm not saying you never take a video or never put anything up from it. It's kind of like, people, they tease me about the V-copter. I just love flying a V-copter, but I hardly ever snap a picture with it or video. It's just fun to fly. It's kind of with the Avata and Avata 2. Now if you're going out, of course, to film something, you're at the beach. I know you got a great location. Marcus will have some great shots, but me just zipping around the neighborhood here and going through the trees, I hardly ever even hit the record button. So
yeah, you're just flying for fun. Shameless plug there.
Yeah.
Hey, Backpack Jack says, great show, guys. Hey, Jackie, I got a confession. We enjoyed hanging around with Steve and Terry so much in South Florida. We may steal those guys from you or whatever. They were some good guys to hang out with and fly drones with, so we may steal those guys.
Yeah, and I tell you,
Drone Seekers International. I guess that's Steve posted under that. That there. Yeah. So Steve, we really enjoyed having you over here.
We talk good about Jackie. I'll say anytime her name was brought up, we defended her, because she didn't come, so we.
Yeah. And Steve, we enjoyed having you over here. If you ever want to come over here again, just let us know. In fact, if you want to be assistant, Johnny and I will stand up for you.
Man, Lauren, I know Lauren put up some pictures on Facebook yesterday.
Lauren put up some great shots.
He did. I hope he throws that. Lauren, if you listen, and throw up some more, man. Those are, I deleted all my pictures off. Somehow I lost a ton of pictures on my phone by trying to do something.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. My iCloud was giving me saying it was almost full, and I deleted some pictures. And anyway, but hey, with pictures like that, I don't need any pictures. The ones I took, that's for sure.
Hey, Jim's Droning says, who bought the Avata 2? Jim, everybody bought it. Everybody got it.
Did John Flynn? John Flynn, is he? I think I'm not sure if
I think he's on the way to the Best Buy right now.
Man, it's crazy. It is crazy. That's going to be a fun drone, though. I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, listen, Johnny, instead of sitting here jabberjawing, I'm going to go watch Billy Kyle's Avata 2 video first, see all the, all the features, the video quality, all the stuff you got to know about it. And, I still got time to cancel my order if I see something I don't like, right?
Absolutely.
So again, I want to thank everybody who joined us in chat today. Great, questions, comments, support. Thanks for coming here. Again, ask questions for Billy that only he could answer so far. Since the rest of us, I swear, Johnny, you and I haven't touched the drone yet, right? You know,
Nope.
so but you know, only Billy has so far. So
I'm ready to get it though. Hey.
you know, we may be touching it soon, but not so far. And people that are going to get it later on today, whatever, reach out, especially DroneNation Facebook group. Let us know that you got the drone, whether you got it flying or not. You know, let the early birds let us know, because again, a lot of people like to hear from people that paid for the drone themselves.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So
All right, guys, have a great morning.
yeah. Have a great day. Don't forget, DroneNation will return to its regularly scheduled programming time at 9 p.m. Monday night. We're probably going to be at Avata 2-pack show. I do want to kind of do a recap like you did, Johnny, of the South Florida Drone Meetup, but I probably won't have time Monday because it may be wall to wall Avata 2. But we will do maybe I'll do a special like recap show, maybe not necessarily a live show from the South Florida Drone Meetup. Maybe get some of the guys in.
Yeah, you
Or
know,
whatever. Hey, you already did one, so if you want to see a
we did
recap, go
Bill,
over to Johnny's replay.
yeah, Bill the Drone Reviewer did it. I think he did a little recap, and Bob Dempsey did a little recap yesterday. And of course, we did it. It was
Yeah.
going to be my week on a Fly for Fun show. But hey, it's always fun to talk about the South Florida Drone Meetup. But
Yeah.
hey, we got something new to talk about now.
Yeah, and so next time you're up is Sunday morning with Drone and Coffee, right?
Yep, Sunday morning.
You go right on after Chris Hope.
Right after Mr. Chris Hope.
Oh, and you had a first time guest appearance last weekend on the Drones and Coffee, didn't you? From the lobby of the hotel, right?
Yep.
I made my debut last weekend.
Ron Brown finally woke up in enough time to get on Drones and Coffee. No, Ron,
not even waking up. I had already previously did the Rodney Bell show from the parking lot.
Yeah,
I did a couple live appearances.
That was a fun event.
Yeah, we all had a good time. Highly recommended. Ray Kelly's already got 40-some people signed up for next year, so get your name on the list before the tickets run out or whatever.
Yeah. I think he's got last night. I think he's got over 50 names already. So
yeah, so get on the list before it's too late, guys. All right, everybody have a great day. Again, let us know in Fly for Fun group, DroneNation group. Let us know if you purchased a drone, whether you got it in or whatever, and we'll keep this conversation rolling. I'm sure we won't stop talking about the Avata 2 for a long time, Johnny.
absolutely.
Have a good day.
All right, everybody have a good day. Thanks.